Alright, so I needed help. I needed someone to go in with me to try to turn in the crimes that were committed against me before Natalie was killed. When Natalie was killed, her friends and family just came at me that much harder, and they incited the public to violence against me. I have evidence of this violence. I have evidence of the slander. I have evidence that it is slander, but I have not been allowed to show it. I've done my best to show it on Facebook and in YouTube, but the cops outright refuse to take a look. They have seen it. Obviously, they have been stalking my YouTube and my Facebook by their own admission. And yet here I am, spending all of my disability money trying to find a safe place. But there is no safe place when your name has been slandered like mine has. I was assaulted by Waylon Lolatai and then charged with assault. They claimed that I tried to bite them. With what? I have 0 teeth. Meanwhile, my supposed friends, rather than actually help me out, when they were threatened and harassed by the public and by the police in multiple jurisdictions and multiple states. Who is it that ended up taking the punishment? That's right, it's me. I still have the evidence that shows that me and Natalie Bollinger were friends when we were in Virginia, that she had invited me, that she thought she was in love with me, but meanwhile, I'm not allowed to show that. They wanted to call me mentally ill and loosely associated with schizophrenia. You guys think that this is something that you can just let go. It's not something you can just let go. Law enforcement nationwide does this. They do it to the homeless because they know they can get away with it. That's the reason that Darren O'Connor didn't try to help out any of the people who were homeless. He only tried to help out those or speak up about those who were in houses who were victims of Waylon Lolatai. Now, several of them were homeless at the time that they were assaulted, but when they got into housing, that's when Darren O'Connor was willing to do something to help them. That's when Denver 7 News was willing to say something and do something about Waylon Lolatai. But somehow, magically, Darren O'Connor didn't tell them about me. He forgot about me entirely, and why wouldn't he? See, that's where me and Darren O'Connor have our issue. He's a lying piece of shit. They were able to get all of these body cameras from all of these other assaults, but nobody bothered to help me to do that. Nobody bothered to help me to go in and safely make a police report. They allowed these people to harm me repeatedly and didn't give two shits. People like Kayla Trujillo, aka Peaches. People like Mandy Hughes, who pretended that she was going to help me, but she never did. That's the reason that I had to do desperate things to try to get help stopping the threats, harassment, and violence. All of the crimes that I committed were to try to force the cops to do their fucking job when nobody would help me. Nobody would even look at the evidence. They pretended like they were going to, but they never did. And that's the point. Nobody ever tried to turn any of this in. I don't see any evidence from any of these people. I see no police reports from any of these people who claimed that they were gonna. Meanwhile, I've got statements written by inmates. That's right. Inmates got more balls than you do.